What's going on, y'all? It's K Star here with this, that, and the third podcast. You get what you give. And that statement does not mean that everything that materializes in the world that you give off will be returned to you. And it does not mean all the actions that you put out will be returned to you in those same actions. You get what you give. That operates on a spiritual and a mental level. So that does not mean, okay, if I cheat on somebody, I'm going to get cheated on back. That does not mean if I give a homeless person $5, my friend is going to give me $5. It doesn't mean that what I do specifically will be done to me. What it does mean though is that the frequency that you're on, and yeah, that's really what it means. The frequency that you're on will, the frequency that you give out will be the frequency that is given back to you. So cheating is something that when people say don't cheat because you'll get the bad karma. When you cheat on somebody, that is on a certain vibration, on a certain frequency. So let's say cheating is down here, right? Cheating is down here in terms of the frequency. So there may be somebody out there that cheats every single day. Like they just consistently cheat. They cheat all the time. That does not mean that they're going to get cheated on or cheated necessarily. But there are certain emotions, there are certain actions, and there are certain things that are vibratory on this level right here that are on the same as cheating. Say one of those is lack, right? Lack is low vibrational, and cheating is also low vibrational. Damn, this had a lead, right? So boom, if you cheat on somebody, right, that is low vibrational. So you give that out, the universe is going to give you back something that is also low vibrational. So you may be finding that I'm cheating, but my relationships are still going well, all that. But what you may realize is I have a lack of money, and I'm vibrating on that frequency of a lack of money, and I can't seem to shake that. Well, that's because, not to say that's directly because of your cheating, but that's because you're vibrating on that low level. So when you give out, don't be expecting to get back in the same way that you give out. And that goes in terms of the good things that you do. If you're somebody that has a certain area of your life that you feel like you're not receiving enough of, or you have a certain facet of your life that you feel like you're not getting enough of in an unfair way, like you feel like, okay, I'm doing all of this good and I'm not getting that good back. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm giving my friends all of this and my friends aren't giving it back. I'm doing all of this right here and I'm not getting this right here back. You're not getting this right here back because the things that you're giving out are the materializations of your frequency, right? So the physical world is nothing but an effect. The physical world is nothing but the materialization and the manifestation of your mental activities. That's really what manifestation is. It's the materialization of all of your mental activities. So you can be doing all of this good stuff and you can be putting out all of this good in the world, but all of that good that you're putting out is just a materialization of what's going on up here and spiritually. So you being somebody that's faithful, right, does not necessarily mean that you're going to get a faithful partner back right now. That'll come down the line, but don't look at it as I'm being a good person in this aspect, but I'm not receiving all of the good in this same aspect. So that means that my good is in vain because that's not what it means. The spiritual has, there is no physical in the spiritual, if that makes sense. So there's no time and space up there. So like I said in the last video, don't be trying to rush your goals because of the fact that you're doing the right spiritual work, but you're not getting it back physically. In the same way that when you're operating on that certain level of spirits that you feel like you should be vibrating, you're vibrating higher, you're giving love, you're being genuine, you're being consistent. Don't expect your physical to reflect that immediately because you have to first ingrain that into your mind, into your subconscious fully, fully, fully. And you'll notice that when you get to that point where you're not expecting back in the sense that you're giving to receive, because to get to a point where you're giving just to give, you have to go through the conscious thoughts of giving to receive. I had to go through that. I had to be in a place where I was giving only to receive. And that is there's a space where you don't give at all, which is the lowest of vibration in this terms. But then as you start to vibrate higher, you will go through the stage where you're giving and consciously expecting reception on the back end because of the fact that it's a journey. To get from here to here, you don't just skip, you have to go up. So when you're on that low vibrational stage of giving, or you're on that low vibrational stage of not giving at all and just expecting everything to come to you, once you wake up and once you realize, you know what, I have to give a little bit to also receive, you start to give but you're expecting to receive. You're consciously expecting to receive, and your conscious is not as strong as your subconscious. But you have to consciously ingrain that idea that when I give, I will receive back, and I will receive back in ways that I don't know. I know some of you watching this are Christian, there's different religions watching this, but for the most part, people that believe in that higher power believe in the fact that whatever your God is works in mysterious ways. And one of those mysterious ways is allowing you to receive in a way that you aren't giving. So when you're on this plane right here and you're giving and you're giving and you're giving and you're expecting to receive, you're consciously putting your thoughts to something without having the idea that I'm consciously doing this so that it can become a subconscious thought. Your goals that you try to manifest, the things that you want to receive in life, are not going to come to you until they become subconscious thoughts. Because conscious thought is hard work. Things don't come to you when you press and work hard. They come to you when you relax. So you have to get to that point where you're consciously thinking on it to ingrain it into your subconscious mind. You're sitting here saying, I receive when I give. Not in a way that I'm entitled to that reception, but in a way that I'm understanding that that's how the universe works. I understand that the universe works in a way that when I give, I will receive. And it's not in the way of I rule the world and that's what I deserve in an egotistical way, but in a submission way, in a way of this is just how things work. I understand this is how things work. I believe this is how things work. So I'm going to operate in such a way. So when you're giving to receive, like I said, you're on that bottom level where you're just not giving at all. But then once you're giving to receive, you have to continue to do that, continue to do that, continue to do that. Understand that in that giving to receive, there has to be that healthy distance. There has to be that release. There has to be that idea that, you know what, right now I'm only giving to receive. That's not on the vibration that you really want to vibrate on. That's not on the frequency that you really want to get to. So then you release that thought of giving to receive. It's tricky because it's like you have to get through that hump of one side of it is that you're giving only to receive, and then that high vibrational side is you're giving because you know you will receive. And when you get to that second point, you just give because that's life. Like you give knowing that that your reception on the back end, like, okay, if I am giving to receive, right? Or if I'm giving and I know that reception comes, I understand because of the law of divine oneness that we are all connected, right? So I know that when I'm giving to you, if I put myself in your shoes, that is you receiving. I want to receive ultimately, right? I want to reap the benefits of what I sow. So when I'm doing all of this good work and I'm doing all of this positivity, I don't do this not wanting the positivity in the end. It's okay to be selfish in that sense. You want the good things to come from your good actions. So it's not saying that you're just doing it and you don't want any good to come from it, right? But you understand when you put yourself in other people's shoes and you understand that we're all connected. You know that, okay, when I'm giving this love to this person, they are receiving the same love that I'm looking to receive. So you're giving it to them. And then you're understanding that when you're giving that love to that person, you may be giving that love to that person in terms of words. You may give that love to that person in terms of hugs, in terms of actions, you know what I'm saying? When that love is given back to you though, you understand, well, let me say this first. You understand that when you put yourself in their shoes, you understand that you giving them that love for them to receive is giving them the same feelings that you're looking to receive later. Giving them those same feelings that you want to receive deep down because we're all connected. So then you start to understand that when I'm giving this person that love and I'm giving that love, not necessarily those words, you're not necessarily giving them those actions. You're just giving them that love, and that love materializes in the form of words. That love materializes in the form of actions. You understand that that love that's given back has to come back to you because the love is not going to be created or destroyed. It's already there. It's just transferred from a person to person. So when I'm giving off that love in those forms that I'm giving them off on, I'm understanding that when I receive that love back, to really feel and receive that love, I have that faith and that trust in the universe that that love is going to be returned back to me in the way that I want it to be returned back to me in. So it's going to materialize back to me, not necessarily, like we said earlier, it's not that when you do something, it materializes back to you exactly how you gave it out. When you cheat, it doesn't mean you get cheated on. But when you cheat, what will come back to you is something on the vibration of cheating. So when you give out love, and that love may be in the form of buying your friend Chipotle, right? When you buy your friend Chipotle out of love, though, what's going to come back to you is something that is out of love. Somebody, say I buy my friend a $50 pair of earrings, right? Out of love. What's going to come back to me is they may give me a hug. They may come over on a day where I need love, or I need some form of, I just need somebody in my presence. That love is going to come back to me in a way that I need it, but it may not come back to me in the exact form physically that I gave it out. So when you're looking and you're trying to understand, damn, why am I not receiving what I'm giving out? Why is this not happening? Look back first spiritually. Why are you even loving? Are you loving just to receive? Because if you are, you're never going to receive. Because you're only going to love in the ways that you want to receive. You know what I'm saying? You're only going to do the things that you want done to you. What you have to realize is the things that you do are less about what you do and the motivation behind them. So it's the love behind your actions, not the actions that you're doing that then give the actions love, if that makes sense. Because the actions are the effect. The actions are not the cause. So when you're looking to receive, because you're always receiving for one, when you're trying to actually observe the reception of what you're looking for, understand that it may not come to you in the way that you gave it out, and it may not come to you in the way that you're expecting to receive it, but understand that it's there. Look for things on the spiritual plan and mentally, and more on the emotional sense of how is this making me feel rather than what is this. And you'll realize that you get what you give out. This is K Star with this, that, and the third podcast. And we out.